What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Fugazi, and I'm back with a new video. Today, I am doing the UFC fighters victim tier list. Alright? We're going over fighters that I think are horrible victims. These are guys that got done wrong, either by the UFC, by their opponents, or by themselves. So let's get straight into it. The guy that kind of inspired this video, bro. You already know. He's going into S tier, bro. Bro's the #1 victim in the UFC, right? 8-5 losing streak now. Got dominated by Gaethje. Got dominated by Oliveira. Got dominated by Dariush, all right? Fuck, who's the fourth guy he fought? Lost a close fight to Nate Diaz, all right? Got dominated and beat up and submitted by Bobby Green, okay? Got dominated by Paddy Pimblett. And then what else? Who else did he fight after that? And then it was Chiesa, right? I think I'm missing somebody here, but you get the point, man. Please, 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 Dana, the UFC hunter, if you're watching this video, which you're not, but please do not cut him from the UFC, all right? Because he will go join another organization and they will use him and feed him prospects that they want to build him and build a name off him. Keep him in the UFC. Do for him what y'all did for Jim Miller, right? Sign fucking bums, pizza delivery drivers, Uber dudes, fucking 135ers, get them to fight Tony, right? You know the fans will love that. I would love that. I want to see Tony win. So yeah, that's the S tier victim. Moving on to somebody who isn't as big of a victim, but recently has had a bit of a downfall. I'm gonna put him in the B tier. Volkanovski. Got chinned horrifically twice, and now he's probably going to lose the rematch if he fights Topuria. So, yeah, man. The reason he's not, like, higher is because he's still one of the greats in the division. Some people think he's the GOAT of the featherweight division. I think it's still Aldo. But, you know, this recent downfall is definitely very sad to see. And definitely a victim, all right? I don't know why he took that short notice fight against fucking Makhachev, but, you know, silly guy. Moving on, man. We got Curtis Blaydes. Look, Curtis, man, he's decent to the point where I think he could have been champ or could have been something. But you look back on his career, he's just allergic to anybody with power, right? If you got power, you will fucking smoke Blaydes. All right? Lost to Ngannou twice. Lost to Lewis. Lost to Aspinall. Lost to Pavlovich. There's definitely more, but not remembering right now. But yeah, man, he seems like he's got all the tools, all the pieces, but his chin just always gets put to pieces. So yeah, pretty high level victim in the UFC. All right. Moving on, we got another one that's in the A tier, right? And that A goes for Anthony Smith. Look, man, I was debating putting him in the S tier, right? Bro gets beat up a little too much sometimes. And a lot of times when he gets beat up, he doesn't fight back. Alright? Like in the second round against Elite, bro just took a beating. He didn't even try to stand up. Or like in the John Jones fight. And you know what? Because of that, I'm putting him in the S tier, bro. When he's in there, bro, sometimes you gotta stop that fight. Like when he fought Glover, they really had to save this man. And, yeah, man, Smith will never be anything in his career. He will never, ever become champ. He won't ever crack the top 5 ever again. And you really just got to save him from himself, all right? Moved on. We got somebody who's less of a victim, okay? We got Calvin Kattar, right? I swear I'm not doing this on purpose. It's just, I don't know what's going on. Okay, move that. That's a lot better. Calvin Kattar, man. He did take like the worst beating in UFC history against Max Holloway, but he bounced back. He bounced back against Giga, right? And then he immediately snaps his ACL in the next fight. Oh, I forgot about this. He got robbed against Emmett and then got his ACL snapped against Allen. Comes back, fights a stylistic nightmare in Aljo at UFC 300, and now he's fighting unranked dudes, and he just pulled out. So yeah, pretty sad career for Kattar. I was really rooting for him because how you gonna get beat up and then come back and then give that same beating to the next guy? Like, you gotta be that guy. You gotta be a fucking huge dog to do that. And I'm really a fan of him. He's just a chill, down to earth dude. And yeah, man, I really wish he could get a couple of wins under his belt and then retire, because bro's getting old. He's like 37. Yeah, man, poor Calvin Kattar. All right, moving on to somebody who isn't even that bad of a victim compared to some other people on this list. We got the midget boy himself, right? Little man Cejudo. Now, this is more to do with his own ego. He's the victim of himself, right? If he didn't overplay his cards, retiring and trying to get more pay, he could have ran through the division, right? Think about it. He was fighting, he beat Cruz, right? That was already an all-time win, okay? And the bantamweight GOAT isn't really that deep. It's very competitive. It's like something, it's a three-way tie. I personally think it's Cruz leading slightly. You got Cruz, Aljo, and TJ in there. And Cejudo really could have went up and just did his thing, He could have fought Aldo next. He could have fought Jan next. He could have fought Aljo next. And I think in all those fights, if they fought in 2020, Cejudo would have won that fight. Because he was coming into his prime, and he just fucked it up. And now he's on 2-fight skid, calling out Rob Font. Like, come on, dog. Bro really got bitched by the brothers, the Aljo and Marab. So, quite unfortunate for himself. I don't know why he did that, but yeah, now he's kind of irrelevant. Moving on, man. Somebody who's also not that big of a victim, right? I would say he's the least victimized fighter on this list. Michael Chandler. He's suffering from the red panty night syndrome right now. Waiting with his dick in his hand for McGregor, who's literally at BKFC doing this thing, chugging a beer. Yeah, man, bro sat out just for nothing burger. Hopefully he gets the fight, because I feel bad for Chandler. Like, he might be a fake nice guy, but he's exciting, he's fun to watch, and I want to see him fight McGregor, man. But moving on, we got somebody who's kind of a victim, but not by his opponents or himself, okay? We got Jared Gordon, okay? He got robbed against Patty, and he just got robbed again against fucking, who the fuck was it? Who the fuck did he just fight? I know this. Nasrat Haqparast. There you go. Yeah, man. I don't know why the judges hate him. Maybe they're his fucking heroin dealer or something. But, yeah, man, they don't fuck with this guy, and he always gets on the wrong side of decisions. So, poor Jared Gordon, man. Bro could be in the top 15 right now. He could be getting like a Drew Dober matchup. He could be the one getting the BSD matchup right now. But instead, he's just in the top 20 of the division. Kind of sad, to be honest. Moving on, man. Now we got a real victim, all right? Phil Hawes. I'm putting him at A tier, bro. He's been on the receiving end of like some of the worst chinnings of all time, right? He got chinned against Chris Curtis, against Blaydes. If you get knocked out by Blaydes, that says something about you. And he also got his fucking knee torn apart in that fight as well. And then Bruno Ferreira, Ikram Aliskerov. Yeah, the list goes on, man. I'm glad they cut him from the UFC, because bro does not belong here, right? He's got skills, but he does not have the chin. He's kind of similar in Curtis Blaydes in that way, actually. Quite interesting. Moving on, man. We got an S tier victim, right? This is a little underrated victim. People don't really talk about him, all right? We got Tyron Woodley. I'm going to move him down to B tier because he did get the Jake Paul payday. But yeah, got dominated by Usman, and then Burns, and then Colby. Threw about 10 strikes in all 3 of those fights. And then he was like, fuck, I got to do something. This is the last fight of my contract. I'm against Luke. I got to bang. Comes out and gets chinned. Yeah, man, poor Woodley. But at least he got paid. His legacy's kind of ruined now. And people always kind of think of him as the dude that got smoked by Jake Paul, which is kind of unfortunate because he's like the 3rd greatest welterweight of all time. But, it is what it is. You get paid. Sometimes you just get conned a little bit. All right, it's all right. Just look at MMA Guru. Now, to close off the list, I got the #1 victim, bro. I would say he's worse of a victim than fucking Tony. All right? James Vick, If y'all don't know about James Vick, now you know. Look, he came up, he got chinned by Dariush in like 2016, right? That's a red flag right there. And then he was the bounce back fight for Justin Gaethje after he lost to Alvarez and Poirier. Gets chinned horrifically. And then fights, I think he fights Paul Felder and loses horrifically. He gets chinned by Dan Hooker, and he's like, you know what? I gotta move up to 170. Fights Nico Price, gets fucking up kick KO'd. Like, bro's one of 2 up kick KOs in the UFC. That's pretty goddamn ridiculous. And now, most recently, he got fucking destroyed by Alves. Rafael Alves. Y'all ain't seen that knockout? Yeah, man. Brutal. But yeah, man. This is my UFC victims tier list. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I actually really enjoy making these tier lists. So, give me suggestions in the comments of what I should make. Y'all have a great day, man. Peace out.